Okay, guys. Okay, guys. Hi. I'm back. So we are going to read about the new regions, and we are going to talk about and know about what happened during the social and political groups as well. The rivalry between the regions and powers, the Rajputs and their origin, and the Cholas down the south. So these are the basic things about the regions and kingdoms of that period. And after that, we'll go ahead reading about more few. But before I start, I just want to share some information with you so that it's easier for you to understand from which part to which part we are going. See, a study of 1000 years between 700 to 1750 is a huge challenge to historians. 700 to 1750. Okay. Now, to historians, largely because of the scale of variety of developments which took place. It was a huge period where people started changing, movements started changing, religion started changing, political groups started changing, the social environment started changing. So at different moments in this period, new technologies made their appearance. Like what? Like I told you earlier, like the Persian wheel in irrigation, the spinning wheel in weaving, and firearms in combat. So these are the things which went through. New foods, beverages arrived in the subcontinent, potatoes, corn, chili, tea, and we have coffee. We remember that all these innovations, technologies and crops which had come into this our existence at that time. So we have to be aware of that, what all actually started happening. And this resulted, it was a period of economic change as well, economic, political and social and cultural changes as well took place. So we'll learn about these changes in the later chapters, but I just wanted to inform you that these are the things which are going to take place. See, this period was also of great mobility. Groups of people traveled long distance in search of opportunities. The subcontinent held immense wealth and possibilities for people to carve a fortune. People were doing whatever they wanted, and everyone were coming and staying. So one group, the subcontinent of India, you don't understand that Asia, this part, how much wealth it had and how much it was rich in all sources. Okay, so anyone who's going to come in and stay there and rule the place is going to have immense fortune. Okay, so one group of people who became important during this period, they stuck into that and they got that chance. Who were they? They were the Rajputs, a name derived from Rajaputra. Okay? Just now I was giving you a basic information after Harshavardhana's death, what happened, the people, when the places, the kingdoms broke down, these guys came in and they were called the Rajaputras, which we know as Rajputs, daring guys. So the son of a ruler, Rajaputra means the son of a ruler. Between the 8th and the 14th centuries, what happened was, it was more generally in a group of warriors who claimed Kshatriyas caste status. The caste, they took the caste of the Kshatriyas, their caste was Kshatriyas and they were great warriors. Okay, now what happened is, the term included not just rulers and chieftains but also soldiers and commanders who served in the armies of different monarchs in the subcontinent. So we'll go to that part by part. Other groups of people, what happened was chivalric, I want to make it more easy for you. Like the qualities of attributed to Rajputs by their poets and bards, or we can call them prasastis. Okay, those who wrote about the Rajputs and their kings and whatever. Okay, so they are called prasastis. So they always had those group of people, their poets by their bards. So the Rajputs information we get is all from the poets. The Rajputs used to tell them to write about, you write about me and you write well, otherwise I'm going to cut your head off. It's like that. So other groups of people such as the Marathas, Sikhs, Jats and Ahoms and Kayasthas, caste and scribes, secretaries, also used the opportunities of the age to become politically important. So everyone took that chance to get into this kingdom issues and become very popular. Throughout this period, there will be a gradual clearing of forests and extension of agriculture as well. Now there will be deforestation. Jungles will be cut down, agriculture is going to come in a change faster and more complete in some areas. We are going to see this. Now, point by point is, like changes, a change faster and more complete in some areas than in others. Some changes of their habitat forced many forest dwellers to migrate into other places. Others started tilling the land and becoming peasants. The new peasant groups gradually began to influence regional markets. So they were trying to getting developed. Some possessed more productive land, others also kept cattle, someone kept artisans, they worked with agricultural activity during the lean season. When they didn't have any art and culture to do or any architecture to complete, they used to go and work in the fields or do some any other work or do carpentry work. And a society became more differentiated. The societies were differentiated, as in people were grouped into jatis or subcastes. We have done this in class 6 also. They were jatis and subcastes, okay, ranked on the basis of their background and their occupation. Suppose I am working with iron, okay, isn't it? So I deal with iron, I am a smith, okay, so I am not a goldsmith, but I am a smith who is working with iron, so iron smith. So they'll call me that I am a lohar or something or whatever, and my caste will go down. But a Brahmins were looked upon the high place. After the kings, they had their place. So this is how it all happened. Jatis and castes were coming. Ranks were not fixed permanently, varied according to the power, influence, and resources controlled by members. Ranks were not like I told you this. It was not. You might have changed. People could have get power and they used to rise up. Okay, the status of the same jati could vary from area to area. So a particular jati here in Muzaffarpur is doing this type of work. That jati is again, they have more people in another place in Patna, but they have got more popularity and political power more. So it was like that. Jatis formed their own rulers, their own regulations. They had these things. So these regulations were enforced by assembly of elders, or which we call khap. In the Jati Panchayat, in the village Panchayat, which we call khap, which is still going on in Haryana. You know, the elderly people of the village come and they decide. You are not supposed to go to the court. The police also does not interfere. And then these small units were many of units together, put together and made into states. Okay. So you understood what I am trying to say. So it is done like this. So till now, before we go into the kingdom, so this was the condition of the kingdom. So we know that the Rajputs are there already and they are working into it. Okay. So now we'll go further, we'll see what else is there so that we can go and learn about. Okay. So now what we are going to do is the region and empire. We came to know how the people were working around. We came to know how things were moving around. We came to know how the people are trying to settle down, what type of power they want, what type of political issues they had, what type of social life they had. Okay, so now we are going to go and see the region and the empires they tried to get hold of. So the large states like those of the Cholas in the south, the Tughlaqs, the Mughals, they encompassed many regions. Okay, the Sanskrit Prasastis, which I was just now telling you. An example of a Prasasti praising the Delhi of Sultan Ghiyasuddin Balban, explained that he was a ruler of vast empire that stretched from Bengal, Gauda, to the east of Ghazni, Afghanistan, in the west, and included all of South India. That's the Dravida. People of different regions like Gauda, Andhra, Kerala, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Gujarat, apparently fled before these armies. So historians try to patch up things and try to make. So these are the basic things which I told you. Like the one is we have the Cholas, then we have the Tughlaqs, we have the Mughals, we have the Sanskrit Prasastis, and the areas which the Prasastis, the one which they wrote, like an example of Sultan Ghiyasuddin, that he owned from Bengal till Afghanistan, his region went through. So I'll give you details for all about this. And Prasastis are regarded as they used to exaggerate more, they used to write more. If suppose 10 is happening, they will write 12. Okay, so it's like that, they used to write more of it. So that's why Prasastis did not write the actual thing, they tried to exaggerate, they used to write more about it. They tried to understand why rulers kept claiming to have control over different parts of the subcontinent. Okay, now what are the languages that were in this region of this land? In 1318, there was a poet called Amir Khusro, and in that, in the region of this land, Sindhi, Lahori, Kashmiri, Dramasutri in southern Karnataka, Telangana in Andhra Pradesh, which is now again called Telangana, Gujarati in Gujarat, which was called Gujari, it was called Gujari, sorry, it is not Gujarati, Gujari in Gujarat, and Mahabari in Tamil Nadu, and Gauri in Bengal. So Awadhi in eastern Uttar Pradesh, and Hindavi in the areas around Delhi. Amir Khusro was a type of, he used to explain things in contrast. In languages, there was in Sanskrit, which did not belong to any region. It was an old language, and again he tried to bring it into some other language, into Urdu and all that. He tried to give many contrasts. Okay, so can we keep it till here? It's going to get more, you won't be able to understand in one shot. So I'll give you notes till here so that you are able to understand. Okay, I'm going to give you some notes. I've already given you chapters with solved questions. If possible, I'll give you some more questions with another PDF right now. I'll post it in the download tab and you can get it. And please go through. I'm telling you once again, if you have any problems, please just let me know. So the next class, what I'm going to do is, we are going to start with the Rajputs. We'll go details into the Rajputs. We'll go into the rivalry between regional powers, and we'll talk about the Gurjara or the Pratiharas, then the Palas, the Rashtrakutas, and then we'll go to the Chahamanas. So we'll stick with the Rajputs first, and the rivalry between regional powers. What was the empires there from 700 BC to 1000 BC, the Pratiharas, the Rajput clan. So we'll talk about that in more details. I'll give you as much and as details as possible so that you will be able to learn, and it's going to help you a lot. So don't worry, I'm there, and please do study, and writing pages every day one, and mind it, I'm going to catch you. So when I'm going to check all the dates. So 5/5/2020. Today is 5/5/2020. You start from today writing one page. You will have word meanings. Please do them. I'm not forcing you. I can't force you. Even if I force you, you won't do it. So I don't like using force. I like progress. If you do progress, as I tell you all the time, if you do progress, perfection will walk at the back of you. It will say, come, I'm coming. So it's like that. So take care of yourselves. Be at home. Listen to your parents. Don't fight. Don't go out. Enjoy yourself. Go to the terrace. Do some exercises. Jump around. Play. And help your mom in doing housework. Help your dad also. And all the best wishes to you and to all you children and all your families out there who are fighting this COVID-19. Best of luck to you all, and take care of yourselves, and do whatever you want after you finish your studies. Take care. Bye. See you.